welcome to beautiful downtown LJ, where today is going to be a fun day. I had the day off yesterday because I had to have stitches taken out. Got that done, although Freddie said, you realize you could hear you all over the waiting room. You were a bit loud, and I said, well, it hurt, and yes, it hurt. But early detection with skin cancer is so very, very important.
Completely.
And I'm so glad that we found it, we got it, we did it, we're done, let's move on. And now we're going to start treating my So
it's happening.
Oh man, now let's talk a little bit about our guest, and we share some common denominators. We both have some issues,
Old
whether it be
bodies.
an old knee or an old this or
Old bodies, or just experienced bodies. Let's not use the word old. Let's say experienced bodies.
Well, I love that a lot of our viewers are sitting out there going, oh, that's my doctor. Oh, that's my doctor. That's my doctor.
So many people I see down there now are from up here in this market.
Yeah,
yeah. They're wonderful people that I've known for so long. And good morning to all of you. Good morning, Miss Loretta.
Yeah.
But yes, but he makes.
And to James and Tracy, good morning.
And Vicki, we could just
right.
list them all. But no, he is making a difference, and it's not a bad drive at all.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got such a comprehensive office down there, and we're talking about Eric Cavaciuti. Took me a while to learn that last name. See, my maiden name was Signius, so see, I know.
She's used to those big words.
Don't bother me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we were talking a while ago, and he told me something that I didn't know about, that they do echocardiograms.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, February, we're getting to the end of February, but February is still Heart Health Month.
Yes.
And you know how strong I am about that since I had all of my ifus.
And more women die from heart problems than all the cancers
all the
combined.
cancers
Isn't that
combined.
wild?
And
you
it's
know?
unbelievable.
And it has no age barrier. It doesn't matter.
And you know, I heard something on television the other day that makes wonderful sense, but they said that sitting, couch potato, inactivity is the new smoking. So for all of you who stopped smoking years ago, but if you're still sitting at home not being very active, that you might as well be lighting up a pack of cigarettes a day.
Yeah.
That you need to be active at least 30 minutes a day, and that walking will do it. But you can do it gently. And there are places that you can go to walk, or just walk in your neighborhood or something. And I know that it's funny, but women have different symptoms of heart trouble than men have. We were talking about that a while ago. And I've recently had a lady that lives in my neighborhood who had a heart attack, and she said, I thought I had an upset stomach.
Wow.
And she said, I was just tired, but you know, everybody in Fannin County's got the flu.
Oh, yes.
Either got the respiratory bug
Oh,
or the
yes.
stomach bug.
Oh, yes.
But pay attention. And they're saying more and more that if you have these symptoms, not to get in the car and go to the hospital, but to call 911. They can get there just as fast, but they can put a nitro patch on you or start working right away, where if you're in someone's car, you're just sitting there. So beware. Heart disease, particularly for women, and the majority of your audience out there are women who have known all of us for a long time.
Right.
So be careful if your jaw hurts, if you just feel tired, if you feel nauseous or dizzy. See, that I didn't think the dizziness was part of heart trouble when I wound up at Piedmont Heart. My biggest complaint was dizziness and nausea. And then all of a sudden my jaw almost locked up, and when my jaw went tight, I thought, uh-oh, wait a minute.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy. It's scary.
Why would you think that would have to do with your heart? Isn't that's...
Well, you don't think that it does. Or hurting in your lower back.
Yeah.
You don't think that hurting in your lower
I would
back.
attribute that to labor pains. I remember that.
At my age, I'm not having any labor pains.
I remember that.
But yes, but the aching in the lower back, the hurting in your chest, very different from a man. So, but Eric was telling me that y'all now do echocardiograms.
Yes. So the clinic is an integrated clinic that we have all these specialties that you were saying. I like to put if I got to put a word on it, it's called functional medicine. Functional medicine is preventative care.
Oh, that's a great term for what you do.
So the echocardiogram it's a low-level test to make sure that everything looks okay. If it does, then that's great. If not, we work with the cardiologist, and we would say, hey, there's some issues here. You definitely need to make an appointment with the cardiologist. But at least it gets you that first knowledge of going, you know, you're looking really good, or we have some issues here. As far as the dizziness and everything else, you were mentioning how that happens. The way the heart pumps blood, it pumps down the left side of your body, it pumps up. That's why when you hear the whole, oh, my arm is turning really tight, that's because the heart's pumping this way. But that's a symptom. But as well as everything else you mentioned, is also don't take it lightly. If you feel faint, you feel dizziness,
A feeling of fullness
Yeah.
also. You don't think about that, but the fullness or just genuine pressure in the body. It does not in any one
and it doesn't
particular
mean you're
spot.
having a heart attack. It just means there's an issue here. Is it maybe you have type 2 diabetes you're unaware of? Maybe it's you're fatigued because you didn't have any food. You're not a breakfast person. You haven't had a meal in 24 hours or whatever. It could be so many different things. But if you are experiencing, or maybe you're a smoker, you mentioned about that, and you just smoke 3 packs a day or a pack a day, all these things are starting to affect your inside of your body. So we can do a test that takes 15 minutes, it doesn't hurt at all, and then we get the results back from a cardiologist, because it takes about 3 days, and in that time frame it'll tell us exactly what's going on, and if there's other issues, for example, you feel faint, we can look at the carotids with an ultrasound. Again, it doesn't hurt. We can do a thyroid. It could be that because of some other symptoms you have.
That's one of the things I want to do, the thyroid check. But I have, my feet and hands are always cold. Always cold.
That's a circulation.
That's a circulation
Absolutely.
Yeah.
problem,
We do a test for that.
Yeah.
Look at the
Yeah.
circulation.
I mean, feel my hands right now. They're cold.
Absolutely.
They're always
Yeah.
cold. My
Don't
feet and hands are always
hard.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right. But my feet and hands are always cold. It doesn't matter what the temperature is outside. And I can remember one of my cousins' husband was leaving this world from a heart attack, and she said, "Oh my gosh, I was rubbing his feet, and his feet and hands are so cold." Yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
on wool socks right now because
Yeah.
I attribute that to maybe circulation. But
Yeah.
they've got me on so many blood thinners. I used to think that was an urban legend. You go on blood thinners and you stay cold.
Right.
It's not.
Right.
Because I was the one that was always warm-natured. Turn on the air conditioning, turn on the
Yeah.
air conditioning. And I'm sleeping under an electric blanket on 10 or 11 because my feet are
Yeah.
just like rock. They're like
Yeah.
ice.
Now, is that something that would show up in this test?
Yes. So
Okay.
we do 11 different type of tests to look at circulation, weight issues, heart issues, and if there's an issue there, we would say, okay, we do have something. This is out of our scope, so we're gonna give you some names to some doctors we work with. That's a vascular specialist. That's a cardiologist, a heart doctor. Or maybe you just need to see your primary doctor on this particular case. Or this is something actually we can handle. Most of the cases, 75% of the time, we can handle it. And lots of times we have a little joke about it. It's like a one-stop shop as the clinic because we have all these different types of specialists.
No, I've called you that because
Yeah.
it's like I'm having I'm work with the allergist, and I've lost 23 pounds. And I'm so proud of myself.
That's awesome.
But I've lost
awesome.
23 pounds. Michelle's lost. God, I think she's lost about 50 pounds. But my knees are better. I'm just old. Part of this.
Remember what I said? It falls out, spreads out, or gives out.
And
You know?
I said, well, now, honey, you are 70. So
Yeah.
But that happens. But people that I know from up here, for instance, one man who will not have knee surgery, but has had some relief with his knees and is even walking better. And you know who I'm talking
Yeah.
about. But it's good to see that there is help down there. And he's been so supportive of our USO trips and everything that we've done and everything that you've done. But we see patients, that you're seeing patients down there all the time. Or I walk in down there and one man one day said, I heard your voice, but I couldn't find you. But he said, I heard your voice. And so, but it's an easy shop. It's easy trip down there. It's easy to park, easy to find.
Well, we have a unique knee program. Okay. And,
You've got the best around.
Thank you. In the past, you hear other clinics that the patient goes there and they get a shot in their knee, and typically it's a blind shot. So where's your pain? And the patient points in here, and the doctor has the needle, and they go, okay, they spray, clean it, put the needle in there, and that's it. And is there anything wrong with that? No, but we do it under the guidance of a giant X-ray machine called a video fluoroscopy, like a surgical room. And we put a thyroid shield on you, we put a lead vest on you, and you see what we see. We'll see your image of your knee live, and we can watch that needle go in there together. It doesn't hurt, because if it's in the joint, in that soft cartilage, you barely feel it.
At first, when I was terrified, when I looked at that needle, and I thought, my God, I don't know what I'm doing.
Because
Yeah.
And I kept waiting for him to do it, and he said,
Yeah.
we're done.
We're done. Because patients are so used to getting it blind that if the doctor misses the mark just by a hair, it hits the bone, he or she's going to readjust their hand to slide it in there. there's no readjusting here. We see it go in there, no matter how big or small the space is. And you'll hear the term, the patients will say, well, my doctor said I have bone on bone. Okay, you hear that all the time.
Right, I've heard it,
I need to get my knee replaced. Well, here's what we do. The first thing we do, or I have a meniscus tear or a collateral ligament, I mean, you hear all this stuff. We do an arthrogram on the patient. It's a dye that we'll be able to see. It's contrast. So, of course, we ask the patient, you ever have a shot like that before?
Right,
Okay with
and
it?
can handle it.
Can you
Yeah,
handle it?
yeah.
And then, so we'll do the shot, we'll take an image of it, and then we do another shot to look at spreading. So we have two images that we can both look at together and say, hey, you're actually going to be good with these procedures. And then we move on to the visco supplementation a few days later. And the visco supplementation is called three things, patients will say. The Rooster Comb shots, visco supplementation, or hyaluronic acid. All three mean the same. There's 8 brands of medicine out there. So typically what I do is, or what we do is when we stick with one. Of course, the insurance kind of tells us which is covered by your insurance. If you're Medicare
You
age,
take everything under the sun.
it's all covered, so you don't have to worry about what is it going to cost me. Because we talked about this before, I touched base on it. Patients ask me 3 common questions. Can you help me? How long does it take? And how much is it?
Yes.
And then,
yeah.
and that's it.
Oh, will my insurance cover it?
Will my insurance cover it? So Medicare, we know, covers 80%. And then your secondary, if you have it, covers your 20%. And in my math, 80 plus 20 is 100%.
Yep.
So you don't have to worry about what you're going to be.
But you also take Medicaid.
We take Medicaid, which is, of course, all covered. We take commercial insurance. We pretty much take everyone that you mentioned. But when we do these injections, it's a series of 5 injections, every week apart for it. And you're allowed to do it every 6 months. What we're trying to do is save the cartilage, save the knee from having it replaced. And in 6 months, we can do it again. But what we tell the patients is this. Let's play best case scenario, worst case scenario. Let's go worst case. I see you in 3 months. How are you doing? My knees are hurting, Dr. Eric. What can you do for me? Okay, well, you had hyalgin. So here's what we can do. We can do another steroid shot. You're allowed to do that once every 3 or 4 months. You do the shot, and let's pretend they come back a month later. That shot didn't help. I know I'm 2 months shy of the 6 months. What can you do now? We do a saline solution injected into the cartilage. It acts as a natural placebo, as a lubricant. That can buy the patient time without any side effects. They like that. Okay, can't even bill for water. It just helps the patient. And then that can buy us time. If that fails, then we do a genicular nerve block. Okay.
What you're talking about now, you're doing in front of the knee.
Yes, exactly. So.
But now, what's the part that you do behind the knee?
Well, that's a popliteal fossa block or a Baker's cyst, whatever. It depends on what you have back there. But in front of the knee, we're talking about. Dr. Shelton will block the pathway of the nerve that goes down to the knee and bifurcates and splits to the small little toes. And he'll block this, and that could last another month or longer. So there's our 3 steps that we have, because again, we're trying to buy time before we can start that brand. Well, this makes sense to me. This is what I tell the patients. You're not getting hyalgin. Just pretend that's the one you got. You're going to get, remember, there's 8 brands of medicine. So let's try Suparts. Let's try the next brand. Because most patients will say, oh, I've tried those shots before. And I'll say, how many times did you go? And they said 3 times. I said, that's probably Synvis. Synvis starts with the letter S, different than Suparts. It's at a different molecular level. Most of the doctors tend to go with the Synvis first, because it's 3, because they're prepping them, not all of them, but they're prepping them to have their knee replaced, because you have to do something.
Yeah. To decide, are we going to do this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Synvis we do Synvis, but that's down the road. We typically like to start with the ones that are a series of 5 injections. In my mind, it makes more sense.
You start with the easiest first, so that you save the big dogs.
Exactly.
If nothing else works.
Exactly. So that's kind of the pattern that we'll do. Every 6 months, we'll do the patient, and then if you did well with hyalgin, that tends to be our first one, hyalgin and Suparts. If you did well with it, then we're going to say, okay, where have you been? How you been? It's been 7-8 months. It's starting to hurt now. Well, what did you have? We had hyalgin. We tell the patients what they're getting, so they remember. If not, it's in the chart. And it's like, we're going to stick with hyalgin again, because that was successful for your body.
That's why I say that most of your patients remember what you shoot into them or not.
I tell them, I give them a
But you're
brochure,
going through the file.
but I have it in the file anyway. So it's kind of like, we have a very high success rate with our knee program because we do these extra steps. Now, the last one I'm going to talk about, let's say you did those Rooster Comb shots. Remember, they're called hyaluronic acid, visco supplementation. All 3 mean the same. You've done it. Oh, I've done it for 1.5 years. It doesn't, it still kind of hurts. The last thing that we can do is, remember we talked about a steroid shot, saline solution, genicular nerve block that I mentioned, the big fancy word, just puts probes there. Then the last one we can do is called, before you have your knee replaced, because there's still hope before you get your knee replaced, is called a radio frequency ablation. What is that? Very similar to the genicular nerve block that we're putting probes now into your knee under the guidance. Everything we do is always by the guidance. You see what we see. And then we press a machine and it shrinks the nerve down. And when it shrinks the nerve down, the pain goes away. How long could that last? 6 months up to 2 years. And so ultimately our goal is to get the patients out of pain without having to do the knee surgery. If you've done everything and you can, and you're like, I just need
Gotta do it.
I gotta get my knee replaced because my sister had it done and she did great. You hear good things.
Yeah.
You trade one hurt for another when you have a knee replacement.
But our ultimate goal, then you hear some things that didn't work so well with the patient, and then you're stuck.
Yeah.
When that bone is cut away and they put that artificial knee in there.
Okay, understand thoughts of this.
I got 2 of them, so tell me about it.
But that's our knee program. So, and then if you do have a knee replacement, can we help you?
Yes.
Well, we can. We can do other things.
I said yes, you can.
Yeah, so there's other things we could do on that artificial knee. So we can do that as well. And we have a physical therapist that works there as well. So you don't have to go to another clinic to get your PT work done. You can do it all at the same location. One-stop shop. MD, PT, stands for physical therapy, DC, Chiro. So if you're like, I don't want any medicine, I don't want this, I just want to try all natural stuff. Well, we can do that as well.
Right.
And that's also.
And you know something we haven't hit on, we're going to talk about this when we come back, but I've got to do birthdays because I was out yesterday and so I kind of, didn't get to do your birthdays, and I'm going to start with today's birthdays and then go with yesterday. So happy birthday to Eva Nell Byers. Happy birthday to Philip Black, whose precious mama left us years ago. Sweetest lady, Susan. Happy birthday, Philip. To Grady Penley, to Katie Payne, to Joanne Presnell, to Kieran Crane Tollner, to Joyce DeLay, to Louise Brown, to Josh Holofield, to Kimberly Bixby, to Mike Westbrooks, to Valerie Cox, and to Charlotte Withrow. Happy birthday to each and every one of you.
Birthday.
And today, please say a special prayer. We have a dear friend, Roger McDaniel, who's been battling cancer for a few years and hadn't had a couple of good days, so please say a prayer for him. The prayer that Diana's asking for is please let us get back home to our bed, our home, away from the hospital, and let us just be resting at home. Everybody rests better at home, don't you? It's just, so please say a prayer for Roger. Good guy. So there you go. All right, we have to take a commercial break, so we're going to leave you here and go to a commercial break, but we're going to stay here on Facebook. So it's a little bit wild and crazy, and sometimes we're like, oops, where we at? But I'll tell you where we're at. We're going to a commercial break. We want to thank the Dairy Queen once again for coming on board as a sponsor, and I can tell you, I can't wait to see the commercial because we had a tiny baby and her brother who had their first trip to DQ with ice cream, and it is so precious, and I can't wait to see the commercial, and just cute thing. And I will tell you, I love when you tell me you tried a Sherry Martin Blizzard and you loved it, because yes, I do love it. I don't have but like one a year because I can have one every single day. But I said yesterday I woke up dreading going and getting these stitches out, and I thought about a Blizzard for breakfast. I don't think it'd be really.
It's rich, but it is absolutely
It's so good.
delicious.
It's probably not what the doctor would order, but it sure was good. So we're going to take a break now. We'll be back shortly.
You have never been so happy, dancing, swinging, laughing at me, smile on my face. It's happiness for days. Flowers in the garden grow, sun will shine on us below. All our days, growing up and old together, couldn't even dream a better, couldn't even dream a better way. You are everything I need. Happy ever after we'll be. Couldn't even dream a better. Once upon a life together. Couldn't even dream a better way. A better way. A better way.
Roofing has been providing excellent service for 35 years. Let Lonnie assist you in choosing the roof perfect for your home and your budget. Commercial or residential, he can handle it all. Fountain Roofing continues to provide quality workmanship and will provide references upon request. At Fountain Roofing, we've got you covered. Call Lonnie at 706-692-6997. That's 706-692-6997.
Since 1962, Gilmer Towing has been serving the North Georgia area and would like to say thanks to all of our customers. For over 48 years, Gilmer Towing has carried on a family tradition with an experienced and friendly staff that offers 24-hour damage-free towing, unlocks, and four-wheel drive recovery. So when you're stuck in a ditch, tires flat, or car won't start, give us a call. Local or long hauls, big or small, Gilmer Towing will get them all. Give us a call today at 706-636-4TOW.
In today's changing world, some things should never change. Time-honored compassionate services are what families have come to know with Roper Funeral Home. Our professional and courteous staff offers traditional services, cremations, as well as advanced funeral planning, which relieves the burden from those we love.
Hello, I'm Kevin Roper. If you have any questions about the services we provide, we invite you to give us a call, stop by, or better yet, ask a family who has used our services.
We've had Alpha Insurance since our first daughter.
And when we had quadruplets, we really needed Alpha.
Now we need our own insurance.
With great rates, fast claim service,
and a local agent we know.
And we want a company our kids and grandkids can trust.
Call Alpha!
For the best agents in the business, call Ed Stepp in Blue Ridge.
Georgia Medical Treatment Center in Canton specializes in low-level pain management. We provide a holistic approach to treatment, managing knee, back, and joint pain along with migraines, allergies, and medical weight loss through holistic and alternative approaches rather than pharmaceutical treatments. By offering multiple specialties under one roof, including chiropractic care and neuropathy injection treatment, we create the continuity of care that assures positive patient outcomes. So take the first step to a life free of pain. Give us a call or go online today to georgiamtc.com.
Live again on ETC. Welcome back. Today we are really talking health, and as we get older, I just expect for this to give out and that to give out, and you know, whatever, to hurt. Do you treat patients who have arthritis?
Yes.
Okay, because as a chiropractor, I always went to Dr. Rebecca Ray until she passed away, and there were so many days that chiropractor got me right back to living. You know, and I didn't need a medical doctor.
Right.
I just needed a good chiropractor.
Yep.
Can we talk about that?
I watched you with babies down there one day. People with babies with ear problems were coming in and I talked to one of the mothers, and the baby had been helped by a chiropractor.
Wow.
And he is so gentle in handling these, babies.
So what happens is when you deliver, you know, you have a normal delivery, studies are showing that the baby has 60 pounds of pressure being torqued on the neck. So that can move the first bone in your neck called the atlas. And if the atlas is shifted over one side on the canal, that can cause ear infections.
Wow.
So most doctors, because the MD side says, okay, you have an ear infection, let's give you an antibiotic, let's see if it helps the baby, and if it doesn't, we're going to have to do surgery called tubes.
Right, tubes, yes.
So what I tell the patients...
Live through all of that.
Lived been there, done that.
So I tell the patients, listen, don't cancel your appointments. Listen to the medical doctor. Do what he or she says to do. Come see me also, and I'm going to realign the baby by adjusting that first bone to center it.
It looks like such a gentle touch.
The force is very little because remember the fontanelles up here on the head is soft.
Yes.
So that's how you're treating a baby. It won't hurt the baby. They don't cry. It takes 2 minutes to do, and I line them up and I see the child 2 to 3 times a week for that period of time. They do not cancel their doctor's appointment because I say don't cancel.
Precious baby.
And they'll go back to the medical doctor and they'll re-examine the doctor. And so far, with the good Lord above, every patient that I've seen.
The woman I talked to down there that day said we have gone to the pediatrician and gone to the pediatrician, and she said honestly after the first visit down here there was a difference.
The doctor will say you don't need to get tubes in your ear. They're like, what are you doing? And they're like shocked, and it's just like, I'm seeing this chiropractor. It's not something I made up. It's you know, now granted, there's other. So far I've been lucky. But if the bone is really shifted due to some type of trauma, I can only move it so much.
Right.
So so that's why I would say go back and have an appointment, and then they'll come in for a little maintenance because they usually the doctor will say, let me see you in 3 months again. So I'll see that child maybe once a week, once a month, twice a month, depending on if the child is having some symptoms again. And then anyway, then we'll do it again and have them still take a look. And so
That's
far
crazy.
we've been well.
It looks
That's crazy simple.
It looks
Yes.
like
It's
the
crazy
easiest
simple.
thing in the
Yeah.
world.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not jerking the baby around or doing anything. It almost looks like you're just
Yeah, exactly.
petting it or loving
it's called
it. You know what I mean?
manipulation or an adjustment. You mentioned about arthritis, so let's talk about that. Arthro means joint, and itis means inflammation.
means just plain hurt.
So yeah, so when a doctor, a physician says, oh you play tennis, you have tendonitis. What is that? That means the tendon's inflamed. Oh, your hip hurts, you have bursitis. It means the bursa's inflamed. Let me give you a steroid to reduce the inflammation. That's the medical side.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Me and the medical side don't
Right.
agree with steroids at
So-
all.
No, then you get cataracts when they give you
so
steroids.
there's complications that can happen. And you know this, when you're taking medicine, they always have disclaimers that say this can cause this and this and that, but then you might have to take this. Next thing you know, in your cabinet you have 5 different things and 10 things. I mean, it gets out
Not
of hand.
this old girl.
It gets out of hand. So the normal prescription given to a patient that's diagnosed with arthritis is Mobic or Celebrex. Okay. What we do is like, all right, so hold on, let's take a look at the spine, let's look at the x-rays. Where does it hurt, of course? And you're like, my shoulder, my elbow, my back, and we'll look at the x-rays. And if you do have some arthritic conditions happening to you, our goal is to have it, if it's crooked, put it in the center. How do we do that? Over repetition, over time. Just like if you're trying to lose weight, you can lose weight. You mentioned your daughter lost 50 pounds.
But she's still losing.
She's losing weight because she's setting goals. She's making it happen.
Slowly and surely.
Slowly and surely. The more times we see a patient, we adjust the bone, adjust the bone, adjust the bone. It takes pressure off that spine, which in turn is reducing the inflammation. Now let's say that you have compression. Oh, I've been told I have herniations, disc bulges.
That's the one you hear a lot.
You hear
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We have machines.
Nobody wants spine surgery.
Yeah, who wants that? You have machines that we have that do spinal decompression. The spine pulls apart slowly, feels great. You have the people that are hanging upside down now that you see that you can buy at the store. Similar, but you're not hanging upside down. You're laying down.
It's a very
comfortable.
relaxing stretch on that bed.
Most
I mean,
patients fall asleep, and what we're trying to do is increase the space of the disc that's smushed to open it up to take pressure off the bones so they don't continue to rub back and forth, causing arthritic conditions. That's called spinal decompression. That's also there. So we do all these, that's why we have patients coming from Tennessee down to Alabama coming here, because there's only a handful of us that have this special machine that we can actually do.
Yeah.
Again, it's covered by your insurance, because patients always ask me that. So all these things are covered.
And you're not popping a pill.
And you're not taking any medication
I got off
for
the
that.
I wanted to
pain pill.
ask you about, because you're very into the natural things.
Yes.
And I want you to meet a guy I'm going to have on Thursday, because he does natural things actually using trees.
Nice.
And things that you
Yeah.
grow in your
Right.
yard, which is awesome, and I think y'all would make a
Yeah.
good team
Yeah.
to just get to know each other. But you know, when it comes down to aging, are we all gonna see things truly? My little saying, "Fall apart, spreads out, or gives out." As we get old, are there things, preventative things that you can help us with
Yes,
as we age?
absolutely. So here's the thing. If you don't use your muscles, over time you're going to lose your muscles, okay? It starts to atrophy. So how could we continue to, so I'm a big advocate about exercising. You got to exercise. What does that mean? Walking. What, is that good for your heart? Absolutely.
Good for everything
it's
you
good
have.
for everything. Is it good? Well, my knees hurt, it's hard for me. Slowly. I hear it all the time. When I first wake up, doc, I'm hurting. Okay, but as I get going, I'm kind of okay. Well, let's make that a habit. Every day, do some type of walking. You don't have to join a gym. However, if you do have Medicare, Most programs, certain gyms have called a silver sneakers program
that covers
that
it.
it's free.
Yeah.
So I don't want to hear any excuses. So you have to continue on taking care of yourself by 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day will make a huge difference. Of course, you are what you eat. You heard that saying before. So how about water? Your body's made up of 67% water. We talked about this on the show before. You need to consume half of your body weight in ounces of water daily. Oh my
I
God.
wound up in the hospital in July, dehydrated in body spasms, and that was not pretty.
Yeah, and so
painful.
so if you consume more water, that helps your system. Everything's moving functionally because again, when things start to decay, it's usually starting to dry out. Like we were talking earlier about getting
right, and I drink
blood,
tons of water.
drawing blood.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I just have lousy veins. But
No,
I drink
Well, you
tons
know,
of water.
we need to check with some of our local parks too, because I know in Fannin County, at Fannin County Park, we have a wonderful recreation center that has a walking track, and they have
And
a
it's
running
free.
side and a walking
Gilmer
side,
County does
and
too.
it's
So-
marked off how far you walk.
Yeah.
And it's free.
Yeah.
And it's open 7 days a week, and it's climate controlled.
That's my
So when it's
first
100
thing.
degrees out there, you can walk in air-conditioned weather, and it makes a huge difference in walking out on a track.
So those are the things, those are key components of trying to stay young, stay fit. It's not about vanity, it's about having a healthy lifestyle.
I think it's living life to its fullest, and you know, we all
Not
want to be
stopping.
old without being miserable.
Well, we all
You know?
know somebody who's just sat down and gotten old.
Yeah,
When-
yeah.
when
And you can't do that. You've got to fight it every day.
One of the things is when we do a consultation or we're getting to know each other and we say, well, what did you used to do? Oh, I used to play tennis. I love tennis. Would you like to do that again? I would love to do that again. Well, let's try this program. Let's do this, this, and this, and this, and that to get you back to the things that you love to do. Tennis, golf, whatever it may be. Playing with the grandchildren, you can't do anymore. Now, we have support also. We have back braces if we have to. It's not something you're going to wear 24 hours a day, but it's something that can actually help you. Again, it's covered because we have that license.
The knee braces.
The knee braces also. We have a neck brace. We have a shoulder. We have basically, you have a bone, we have a brace for it if we have to. Okay. So those are the things that can help you, and it's temporary. I just want you to kind of, you know, your shoulder was hurting, and you know, there's things that that you're having that you can get done. But everybody's different. But my main thing is we're trying to get patients back to where the quality of life is better again.
It's worth living.
It's worth living.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
something to live for.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the American Arthritis Association says that one of the best things you can do for arthritis is to simply move.
Yeah.
As
Oh,
hard
yeah.
as it is,
Yeah,
but just
yeah.
move.
Yep, that's
Just
right.
make that blood flow.
Yep.
Because, you know, we see it all the time with older people. I know people that are 75,
We actually
80.
know people that are older than
that
us.
older than
We're
us,
older than
but
dirt,
no,
but we know people
75
older
or
than
80
us.
years old that look like they're 50 and
Yeah.
keep going all the
Yeah.
time. And up in our area, a lot of hunters who walk dozens of miles to get that deer or that turkey or just to hear that rabbit, that
And it
dog
does make you
howl,
feel good
and it
now.
makes a big difference.
Now, your office is open Monday through. No, you're closed on Tuesday. Obviously, he's always here with us on a Tuesday because you're closed on Tuesday, and only a short time on Friday you're
So
open.
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8:30 to 6. And and I'm the type of person, we're not a bank, so if you can get there at like, say 5:45, Doc, I'm sorry, I know I'm running late, I'm staying. We're staying till 6:30, 7 o'clock, whatever it takes to
Right.
finish.
Yes, you are.
We are staying. Fridays are till 1 o'clock, but I'm there usually till 2 or 3. Tuesdays is our day to do the clerical work because no
Right.
one wants to work on the weekends.
Right.
But
It takes
we
a
are
lot
there.
of time to work on that insurance, doesn't it?
Exactly, unfortunately. But,
Man,
you know.
well, can we bring up a nasty, nasty word? Okay.
Yes.
When Obamacare goes away,
Yes.
and it will,
Yes.
it's going to help all doctors, isn't it?
Amen. Yes. That's it.
He says with a smile on his face.
I honestly have seen doctors smiling again because
Yes.
there is hope.
Yes.
It put a lot of doctors out of business who had great reputations, great practices. They couldn't handle the hassle, the heartache, the pain of trying to get paid.
Yes.
And it's been a disaster. And that is a sad thing because when you've put yourself through medical school and you have all these degrees hanging on your wall, if you can't get paid, honey, you ain't going to be there.
There's
Yeah.
a doctor
You know?
in our area that has a sign up in his waiting room, I do not accept Obamacare.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of doctors are having,
And someone was-
having to do that, not wanting to do that because they don't want to
But just a
pay away.
necessity.
Yeah. Yeah, but it is a necessity. And one of the things that people always are concerned with, what about my copay? What about this? What about that? I fought the prescription issue with Medicare because last year when I became Medicare eligible, I don't take prescriptions. I don't take anything. I don't need prescription care. And they make me pay $40 a month for nothing. And I was so angry. Now I'm paying a lifetime penalty.
Wow.
And I said, that's one of the things
too, and
I
that
hope that the
infuriated
government
me.
fixes.
Yeah.
That infuriated me.
Because why should you be forced to take something you don't need?
I didn't take it at first because I didn't take anything.
On the medicine side, there is a site, and I'm not promoting them, but I think they're great. You've probably seen the commercial. It's called GoodRx. And they give you truly discounts that'll tell you, hey, you need to go to the Publix, or you need to go here, you need to go there. And it'll tell you where to go, and the savings is tremendous. So if you are on the medicine side, that could save you a lot of money.
But in that area, aren't you spreading your medications around? I know Michelle's been on pain management. She's been so adamant about staying one doctor, one drugstore, so that she doesn't look like she's out shopping prescriptions. And I've wondered about that when I see the commercials for GoodRx. Does it make you look funny to DEA nowadays that you've got 10 prescriptions out in 10 different drugstores?
It depends on what the medicine is. So if it's a narcotic, yes.
Yeah.
That doesn't look like your doctor shopping or you're going here or there.
Right.
But when it comes to a non-narcotic, then no.
No, prices. It's all about the money because we're all on budgets and we're trying to make it. We're trying to make it. Now, you taking Medicaid, that's also one of those dirty words that you have to fight with the government to get paid for. But it's awesome that you do that because not a lot of doctors do take Medicaid.
Unfortunately, they don't. And it's sad because they're people, they need help. And
but that's all they have.
And at the end of the day, this is what they have. You know, I came from humble beginnings, so I get it. You know, and it's one of those things that if I can help out, I'm going to do it. Have we been denied after we did treatment with the patient? Yes. Have we sent them a bill? No. Okay, because they're on fixed incomes.
Right.
They're on. Usually they have economic hardships.
Exactly.
So I understand where they're coming from. So we're going to do everything we can do in our powers not to have another stress in their life and say, hey, oh my God, I got a bill for X amount of dollars. That ain't going to happen.
Well, I know a hospital that, and we ain't gonna name any names, but it's hysterical, and it sent a bill 2.5 years later. 2.5 years later to a 70-something-year-old woman who was like, I didn't know I owed them anything. Well, there was a question with something that didn't get paid by Medicaid at the time. And it's interesting because 2.5 years later, would you bill somebody? I mean, I would just say, I'm a multi-billionaire business and I'm going to write this off and it's going over here and file 13. But I love the way you operate your business. And
some places don't.
the people,
but you treat people like human beings.
I want to be treated the way people treat me as well. You know, you're not just a number.
Now let's talk about the weight loss clinic because you have a certain day that you do that. What's the day?
Well, we technically do it every day. Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay.
Mondays seem to be pretty busy. So my biggest thing is it bothers me when you guys have to wait such a long period of time. So if you can do it any other day than Monday.
Because Monday's crazy day.
Crazy day.
I happen to go down there on Monday.
You don't want to go down there on Monday. I love him, but don't go down there on Monday.
What is wrong here?
But if Monday is the only day you can come, then we're going to make an exception for you guys, and we're going to get you in and get you out. You might have to wait a little bit longer. Not that I'm trying to keep you there. It's just that we have patience there.
You just love us so much. You want us.
Exactly.
And what is the weight loss? What are you doing that's working?
Okay, so it's a specialized weight loss program specifically for your needs. Okay, so we, as you're aware, we do the blood to make sure there's no conditions there that we need to address.
Because a thyroid condition could stop you from losing weight no matter what program you're on. Okay.
Absolutely. There's a hypothyroidism and there's a hyper. Hyper is someone that's really thin that you don't really see. That
I can't
I'm trying
catch.
to
Those kind of people we chase in the grocery store and whoop their tail.
I've been trying to catch that a long time and I can't seem to catch that.
Exactly.
I can catch everything else, but I
so
can't
that's why
catch
we do that test to make sure you don't have a stimulated thyroid, because you might, oh yeah, I've had that done before. Well, when? How long ago? Oh, God, 3 years ago. Well, maybe it's time to
does change.
Take a look at it now and see what's going on.
Your body changes.
Yeah, and it doesn't hurt. It takes a minute. So that's one of the things we do. So when we do the program, There's all sorts of things. I'll just name a few things. There's B12 shots which give you energy. There's some medicine that suppress your appetite. There's a natural form of it. There is a medication form of it. There's HCG that you hear controversies. Oh my God, is that really good? You can look things up. If you show me an article that says it's negative, I can show you 5 articles that say it's positive. So it's one of those things like you hear about coffee's not the best for you, but then they'll come out a month later and say actually 3 cups is okay for you. So, but we have, you know, and we have multivitamins, that we have protein also, because when we tailor your diet depending on your weight loss goals, we have an a la carte where you can pick and choose, or you can say, you know, I want to lose 50 pounds. Then we have a plummet. It's called the plummet. So it gives you 4 months to get to that goal. But you know what? I want to lose 100 pounds, just say hypothetically. That's called the Plummet Plus. We have 3 programs. The Plummet Plus costs more money, but if you do the a la carte, you're paying 4 times as much to do that Plummet Plus, because you're picking and choosing. This is all included. So is the Plummet all included, because it's only 4 months.
Is any of this covered by insurance?
So the blood work is covered by insurance. So yes, so you don't have to pay for that. That saves you over $100, $150. The supplements is not. Okay. The medication is, if you have that prescription, you know, you're paying a little bit. But certain things, HCG is not. That's considered an elective. So certain things is and certain things are not. So we, you know,
wouldn't it be based on your health if you were doing it specifically? And if you have a heart condition,
absolutely.
Or
if you have a heart condition, you're not going to get certain type of things.
You wind it up in there, but or you might going to get something that will help your heart in the long run.
And that's one of the things that we'll work with your cardiologist, because the cardiologist says don't take this type of medicine because of your heart condition. Well, what if we give you this type of medicine? Find out with your cardiologist if this is okay. And either you can call them or we can call them. We do a free consultation. That's the first thing, just to say this is the program that we have. Think about this. This is what you have, or you want to start, whatever. We give that up to you. You know, usually we say it takes a couple days to get the blood work back. So we usually have you come back the second time. That's the best way, unless you had blood work done already at another facility. You bring it in, it's like, okay, well, you just had it done. This looks good. And when I mean just done, a few months, 3 months, maybe 6. But if you're showing me something 2 years ago,
no, because we all
you don't need that. We all
exactly. So we kind of look at that. So every case.
Well, just before surgery, I had labs and everything was perfect, which I was like, really? You know, thou shalt not weigh more than thy refrigerator, but everything's perfect.
Everything else is perfect.
I'm like, crap.
I like that.
You know, which it blew my mind because the thyroid was okay, and I was like, there's got to be something out of sync. There's got to be something, but I want to ask you about the nasty word, steroids. I took steroids for many years, and they destroyed my bones. And when they had to do surgery on me, she said, your bones are like mush. That's heartbreaking, because so many people, I did steroids because I was in a building that had mold and mildew, and I couldn't breathe. I was in a work environment that was killing me, and I kept taking steroids to breathe.
And
that's
now
what they
paying
told
the
you
price.
Exactly.
What they tell you to take.
And so that's why now I don't take prescriptions. I'm looking for doctors who use natural things. Because I don't want any more of that. And I took Actos for 9 years, which causes bladder cancer. So that's really smart, you know. Took it for 9 years because it was prescribed, and I didn't question anything. So I'm learning, you know, and in reality, they said if you lose a little weight and your sugar's down, then no Actos. I lost a little weight and the sugar's down, and no Actos. My sugar's normal, my blood pressure's normal, everything's normal. I'm just not losing an ounce, and it's crazy. So I want to try something. I want to try something else.
Is there something she can do to help strengthen her bones, or is it once you've got the mushy bones, you're?
Well, I do like calcium, magnesium, and D3 combination. Or
I'm doing D3, and I'm doing both of those.
I do like that, and I mean, stick with it, okay? Because you can strengthen those over time.
I'm doing both of those,
But obviously, if we lose...
Will that help her shoulder? It still bothers her?
Yeah, absolutely, because she has a bone in that shoulder. So you take the pill, you know, take the calcium, that's going to strengthen it. But
because you can't drink milk, can you?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are lactose intolerant, and some people just don't like the taste of milk, and I understand
I love
that.
it. I'm just allergic to it.
So
darn it.
Right?
Because I love it.
Yeah, and you don't need to substitute it for soy or anything like that. So take the supplements, take the calcium,
I'm glad you
magnesium.
said that, because I was doing soy, and somebody said, no, soy is not great for you in big doses.
Absolutely.
I was doing a shake program, and
Yeah.
I was doing soy milk.
They
and
say
said,
almonds better.
Yeah, I got coconut milk this time.
There you go.
So I'm doing coconut
High
milk
in
because I like
potassium.
coconut.
It's good.
Yeah, I needed that. But you know, as we get older, we want to feel better. We want to live longer. We want to get it right. But I don't want to be pumped full of meds.
Yeah.
I'm just really weird about that. I hardly ever take Advil now because I don't want all that junk in my body.
So
Well, you took so much Advil after you hurt
I
your
didn't take-
shoulder,
well, yeah.
and you took a lot.
If you notice,
Yeah,
there's
I didn't take anything else for pain. Though.
there's usually a med and then there's an herb
Yes.
that kind of counterbalance. There's like,
Yeah.
okay, so you have a thyroid condition, let's just say. Oh, they prescribed you Synthroid. Okay, well, there's Armor.
Took that for 20 years.
Yeah, so you got Synthroid, medicine, Armor, natural. Oh, you have high cholesterol. Okay, so I'm going to give you Lipitor. And there's many brands out there, but I'm just picking some generic. So Lipitor, medicine, cholesterol, omega-3 fish oil, cholesterol, natural, natural, medicine, no side effects, side effects.
Yeah.
Are the fish
Okay.
oils as good as they claim they are?
There's different brands out there.
Yeah.
Some are better than others. What I typically do is you get checked first. What is my cholesterol level? First you fast for at least 8 to 10 hours. The easiest thing to do is just
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
Wake up the next morning.
Wake up and go
Boom.
get it done.
Get me.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
the simplest,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Because anyway, you get your cholesterol numbers back. Okay, there's HDLs and LDLs. There's all different things, but if you don't know how to read it, they'll help you with it, and it tell you, say, I'm 250. What should I be? 150. Let's just say. So start taking omega-3 fish oil. Okay, get retested again a month. Maybe give it 3 months. Stick with the same brand. See if it works. If it goes down, great. If it didn't dent it, that's not the brand. Try a different one. Sometimes you get what you pay for.
Right.
This is $10,
Right.
but this is $30. I'm getting a $10 one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you're alive with the $30 one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
sometimes you get what you pay for.
Yeah, I've always said that. My brain just went away. I was going to ask you something about, I swear. Oh, vitamin D. Vitamin
Yes.
D. Because when they tested me, I had hardly any vitamin D because of skin cancer. I don't go out in the sun. But now, in the spring, I've been trying to do 20 minutes outside. Just not direct sunlight, but 20 minutes outside. Is natural vitamin D good for you?
Yes. 20 minutes, they say, is standard, is what you should get. Usually we get more than that sometimes. If we're walking to the car, that's 4 minutes there, and we go here and do that.
So
it
there
starts
you go.
adding up.
Yeah.
But the easiest, if you're a couch potato and you're, I barely move, but I need vitamin D, take the D3, okay? D3 is better than D, just plain old D. And you see it's right next to each other. That's the simplest, and it doesn't cost that much. It might
Right.
cost $5.
Right.
Because if you're out,
And it's the tiniest little capsule.
Well,
Yeah.
find it
And
on
I do
sale. A lot of the stores put the vitamins on sale. Buy one, get one free.
Well,
That-
we've got to do something. We're going to leave you for just a minute. We're going to go to a commercial break, and then we're going to stay on Facebook like we always do. So we're going to continue talking about vitamins. And, we're going to take a break. Please remember our sponsors. They are very important to us. Without them, we wouldn't be here. I'd be sitting at the house being a couch potato. No, I would not. I'd be walking in the yard.
that's right.
I don't see you as a couch potato at all.
With speeds up to 150 meg, ETC and Ignite delivers more shopping, more music, more learning, more streaming, more speed to power smartphones, movies, and streaming video, more speed for more devices in your home, and more room in your budget with ETC's low pricing and bundled discounts. Get the fastest internet around with Ignite's new 150 meg. More speed, more savings. Call ETC today.
Proverbs 4:26 states, "Ponder the path of your feet, then all your ways will be sure."
Too often, investors are looking for instant gratification or some secret formula for success.
The prudent, however, have pondered the path of their money, invested with a vision, and based upon a plan that drives the selection of their investments.
We believe the prudent approach is to have a strategy and patiently work towards your goals.
Give us the opportunity to compete for your business, because at Kuiper Wealth Management, the wisdom is in the planning.
I'm Lawrence Smith, University of Georgia. Today we have John Davis, former Georgia Tech All-American, and Frank Ross, captain of the Bulldogs' 1980 National Championship team in a Subway Showdown. Subway.
How many Subways does Ed Singleton own? He just up at number 17. He started in my hometown of Appalachia. Yeah, but he graduated from University of Georgia.
Hey guys, who's hungry?
It looks like Subway and Singleton Food Services Incorporated, the winner again.
Chevy runs deep in Canton at Bill Holt Chevrolet. Deeper selection, deeper discounts, and we're letting everybody know it. Not just Chevy buyers in Atlanta. Chevy buyers in Blairsville, Blue Ridge, Jasper, and Ellijay. If you're out there, we're right here with one huge selection at Truck HQ. Always get our lowest prices and friendliest service. Online, BillHoltGM.com.
'Cause when you're talking trucks, you're talking Truck HQ.
At Blue Ridge Dermatology, we believe your skin is vital to your health. That's why each of our providers gives personalized treatment recommendations. Let Dr. Mills do a thorough exam. He specializes in all skin conditions. Jamie Savageau is our nurse practitioner who specializes in skin disease. And our physician's assistant, Patrick Martin, is a certified injector for facial rejuvenation. Our certified laser technician, Donna Atosco, performs laser procedures with the latest gold standard equipment. Susan Newton is our medical esthetician. She specializes in chemical peels and skin tightening. Let one of the staff at Blue Ridge Dermatology help you look and feel your best.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere. So when we get home, I know it's safe.
Get peace of mind for your family with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to ETC Security and get 6 months monitoring free. Call ETC Security now or visit etcsecurity.com to learn more.
Whether you're swimming in the sea or splashing in the pool, making a masterpiece, or just making memories, writing a great American novel, or writing your term paper that's due tomorrow. Whatever you do in life, Farmers is here to protect it. For all your insurance needs, call Donald Curtis in Blue Ridge.
We're back. We're back. Okay, let's tell folks, for everybody in our audience who's not German and doesn't know where Aldi is, let's tell everybody how to find your office. If you go to Canton and you look at the beautiful Loft Mill Village across the street from Johnny's Pizza, that's how you find Riverstone Parkway.
Yeah.
If you've gotten to the car wash, you need to turn around and head back.
So there's a motorcycle dealership on the right, well, depending on what direction you're coming.
Right.
It's a big dealership.
Big
too.
dealership, and then you turn there and you'll see us in the corner. It'll say our logo, Georgia Medical Treatment Center.
Right.
And then it says medical weight loss.
Yep.
Okay, so
That's
you can't miss it. We are behind Johnny's Pizza. And next to
If
Dollar
you're on the
Tree.
medical
And next to
weight
Dollar
loss,
Tree.
don't go to Johnny's Pizza.
Right,
Let's have a
exactly.
salad.
Go to Johnny's. Yeah, well, you got to have a little pizza, then
Right.
go.
And then you got Dollar Tree, and then you got Aldi.
Yeah, and Aldi is so funny. I have a German son-in-law, and he's hysterical, and I have a very good friend who's German, and we just laugh because okay, this is Aldi, isn't it? Because it's some weird brand, but yes, but I saved 11 cents.
You save
yes.
a lot of, yeah, you can save, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah. You've been there over 15 years. What have you seen change in your practice in 15 years, besides you have a medical issue to deal with Obamacare?
Right, the growth in that area.
And your kids are older.
Yeah, I mean, we've been there for a while. My career started in Macedonia, so and it's still in the same general area, and it's grown so much. And the people, we've been up there. I have the same patients for almost 17 years now, and you fall in love with them. I mean, I have a sweet lady. I love her to death. She comes from North Carolina, and she said, Dr. Eric, when I pass, I'm like, don't talk about that.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
She's like, I want you to be my pallbearer.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like, first of all, don't talk about that.
Don't say that.
But it's so sweet because you really connect.
Yeah.
Patients have my cell phone. They'll call me up. I'll just ask a question or just part of life, and I don't mind. I mean, this is what we're people.
And that speaks volumes for you, because I can remember when my husband was dying of cancer, he had gone to a certain doctor that we really, really liked. But toward the end, when this medical doctor gave up on him because he knew the cancer was going to take him, we were sitting in an emergency room, and the doctor walked by, and my husband wanted to talk to him, and he said, "I'm sorry, I don't have time." And it was the last night of my husband's life. And I will never forget that, because it's not just patient-doctor relationships. You forge friendships.
Yeah.
And it just broke my husband's heart, because he said, wow, he must have been really busy. And I wanted to say, right. You know what I want to say. But it's all about relationships, you know, and trust. And you do develop trust.
Well, you get to know people, and you know what, it helps you look for signs of things, I would think, or an activity or something. Or if you notice, you wouldn't hesitate to tell me if suddenly something changed. You'd say, "What's the matter with you?"
Well, I pull you to the side.
Or he'd pull me to the side and say, "What's going on? What's going on? Is everything okay?" And I think that makes such a difference. Some of the things that I've heard from your patients, as you sit down there and we all start talking about you, is that you do care, or that the interest in the people. You find it's just like his office mate Jennifer has been to the USO with us.
That's awesome.
And the difference that made, and her being able to see what we did, and she was such a. I enjoyed being with her that day, and I learned so much about her.
Yeah.
But just it's a caring profession, and you find yourself talking to Brandy about her kids
And if that
stuff.
doesn't come across, then you're in trouble. You're doing the wrong thing. Yeah. Now, one of the things we didn't hit on, we don't have time today, but the next time you come back, we're coming out of winter. Have you seen patients who are coming in who have been in a depression?
Of course.
Because
All
when
the
we
time.
don't have the sunset,
sun and the weather,
sunrise, and we don't have the good things happening around us, we do get a little bit down.
Yep.
So now is a time to come out of that. And when you come back in a month, we want to talk about that, because we will be into full-blown spring, and I think we just feel better when
we will have had to sprung forward.
Yes, we will.
I can't stand that. Just can't stand that.
Yay,
can't stand that.
Well, I'm so glad you were here today. And your phone number is 770-345-2000.
Boom. You got it.
He's got it.
770-345-2000 if you would like to make an appointment for a consultation to think about your wellness without thinking about prescriptions. And that's kind of how I'm living my life. I just want to feel well, but I don't want to be jacked up with a bunch of junk. And after seeing what happened to my bones, and it was because of something I really needed at the time, but I'm thinking now I could have done something natural. I could have done things a little differently, and I probably
I
wouldn't have
think
paid
medical
the price.
profession as a whole looks at things differently than they looked at 10, 12 years ago.
Sure.
Or they're finding that, I also don't believe that the answer to anything is simply write a script for a pill.
Right.
I think there's a new thing in medicine called make it simple. And you can make it simple, because you can simply take a walk and drop the weight. You can simply, I'm going to sneeze. Can y'all tell I'm allergic to everything but men and money? So
I've got a black dress that picks up everything but men and money. You know how that goes.
But
it's so important nowadays.
Looking at our health, there are simple things we can do, from a swim. Yeah. Oh, I love to swim. I do miss my pool. But join the Y. Go swimming. Do something.
Well, with my heart condition, and you and I both know I've been through several things. I've got stents. I've had ablations. And they tell me the single most simple thing I can do for my heart condition is to get my body out and walk.
Yeah.
Not just walk.
And if you feel weak and you feel faint, you rest.
You just stop
and
for
drink
a few
your
minutes.
water.
And take a bottle of water with you, but just to walk, and that doesn't cost anything.
Yep, exactly.
There you go. Thank you so much for being here
thank
today.
You for having
and
me.
don't forget his phone number, very easy to find down in Canton at Riverstone. Is it called Riverstone Parkway?
Riverstone Parkway.
Yeah. 770-345-2000. Pick up the phone and call and make yourself an appointment, from your toes to your head, from the top of your head. And chiropractic is one of those things. We have a granddad who used to go there if he sneezed. Do you still have people who do that? Of course.
Yeah.
He tickled me to death. I've got to go to the chiropractor. I've got a cold coming on, so I love that. It's total medicine.
I have a patient that has a Model T that comes up there. He's been coming for 15, 17 years, and I love him. And he's up there in age, and he's kind of like, my finger hurts.
Yes.
Well,
You've got a lady I talk to a lot down there who comes from Murphy, who loves you dearly.
Yep. All right, it's time for us to get out of here. We're going to leave you now where rivers, mountains, and good friends meet. We'll see you again soon, only on ETC TV3. Don't forget, this afternoon at 5 o'clock, our buddy is going to be back here with a lot of things on trading time. Pick up the phone and call him and sell it, trade it, swap it. anything but ex-wives. Right?
And you're here, and you're back here at 6 and then at 1 a.m.
That's right. We'll see you again soon, only on ETC.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right.